We continue to break down Iowa's loss in the national championship game. Raina Garcia is talking to Caitlin Clark right now in the locker room. Let's send it out to Dallas.
I'm going to remember.
The fuel for the fire for the future?
Absolutely. You know, I'm lucky enough that this is my last time wearing an Iowa uniform, but I think I just appreciate what we did here and appreciate everything we've been able to accomplish this season. But you know, I feel like the sky's still the limit for myself in this program, and you know, it excites me that we've been able to build this and accomplish something like this, and I think it just shows everybody in our program, you know, we can do really tremendous things.
Caitlin, what does this mean for the future of women's basketball?
You know, I was, you know, taken back a little bit when we entered. I don't know if you guys were out there, but the amount of people out there, especially in black and gold, was pretty incredible. To me, that means way more than winning a basketball game, is the legacy these girls are leaving and the amount of joy we're giving to people and in their lives. You know, we've been able to bring a lot of joy to people that are going through hard things, maybe battling sickness, battling other things that, you know, is a lot bigger than a basketball game, and that's what's more important to me. And, you know, inspiring young individuals that believe that they can be in moments like these when they're older. You know, I was just that little girl that, you know, wanted to be on this stage, and, you know, it would have been nice to have confetti falling down, but, you know, I still have a lot more to be proud of and accomplished some really good things. So, and I'm just grateful.
How blown away have you been by the Iowa fans this postseason, from Minneapolis to Seattle to Dallas, traveling, and just all the huge numbers of these games?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily have been blown away because I know how incredible they are. I think more than anything, I'm just thankful that they, you know, spend their time, their money, resources to come and support a team that, you know, loves playing basketball and playing for one another. But I think they just love the product, and they can see the joy and the fun that we have with one another. And but more than anything, I'm so grateful. I think we've made so many, you know, people turn into women's basketball fans, and to me that, you know, makes me really happy. And I think they can see, you know, how much fun these next few years are going to be for this program and the rest of the time Coach Bluder's at Iowa and what she's been able to build. So I'm just grateful and thankful, seriously, to every single Hawkeye fan that was here today, from, you know, near or far. I know it takes time and money to come to events like these, and you know, it means a lot to us, and we wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for them.
What was going through your mind as the team gathered out in front of the LSU bench, just kind of for that final huddle? What did Lisa say, and what was going through your mind as you walked off?
I think just, you know, we always say together, you know, because that's what we always want to be, is a team that's together and plays for one another, and, you know, just wave to our fans that came and traveled all this way. And win or loss, we always, you know, break it down together, you know, and I was just trying to enjoy every single second, especially with, you know, Mon and McKenna, two people that I've started 93 games with. So it hasn't sunk in that I'll never get to play with them ever again, but just, you know, relishing every second that we had out there.
You guys were down big, 12-0 run in the third quarter. Two questions. What was the halftime speech, or how did you guys kind of pick it back up? And also, at that moment, what was the belief like in you guys that you could come back?
Obviously, we could have decided to go one of two ways in the locker room, and I think that just speaks to this team. Is nobody was complaining, nobody was pouting. It was just a constant belief about what we could do. I think everybody understands what our offense is and what it can be, and you know, we just knew we got to get one stop at a time and go get a score. And I think that showed a lot of fight, a lot of mental toughness when we came out there in the third quarter and, you know, cut it to, I think, 7 points. And obviously couldn't quite get over the hump, but, you know, I think it showed, you know, who we are and what we're about, and we were never going to give up.
Having everyone in foul trouble, how much did that impact